Hey friends, I'm Angie. Today we're heading to Hobby Lobby to shop for fall decor, and then I'll bring you home for my Hobby Lobby fall haul to share everything I found. If you love timeless, cozy decorating on a budget, then I hope you'll stick around. Right inside the door, the first thing I spotted was this beautiful brown and white floral dinnerware. Now, this was on an end cap, and I thought this was all they had because this was pretty popular last year and it went fast. But in this collection, they had the 4 dinner plates, the platter, the gravy boat that you could use for salad dressings or sauce, and then they had these oversized coffee mugs, which would be fun for a coffee bar. You could serve hot chocolate or apple cider, or you could even use these for soup, which would be a fun addition to your tablescape. And then I discovered on the next aisle that they had a lot of this collection, which I was excited about. And I even noticed that they had the small appetizer plates. Now, last season, when I found this collection, which was late in the season, I think I looked in 3 or 4 different stores to find this, and I kind of had to piece it together from store to store. But I used the appetizer plates in my fall tablescape, and if you are looking for fall inspiration, I'll link this video below for you. This is one of my favorite fall tables to date, and it just came together perfectly with the rich browns, creams, and greens. And then I discovered the coordinating bowls, and these would be perfect for serving soup, chili, or your favorite comfort meals during the cooler months. I love to have soups when it gets cold outside, and these are perfect. Across from the dinnerware, I saw this brown and cream table runner. Now, this is a beautiful option if you just want a little bit of brown added to your tablescape without investing in a new dinnerware set. They also had it in the placemats, and you can put a table runner down your dining room table, your kitchen table. You can use it on a buffet, a dresser, an entry table. And I like to layer my table runners like I did on this summer tablescape that I did. I just took an eyelet runner and just layered it on top and just kind of bunched it up to give it that relaxed feel. And I think that it is a beautiful detail to a table. If the floral pattern is a little too much for your style, Hobby Lobby also has this beautiful solid brown dinnerware that reminds me of vintage full pottery. I love the raised floral detail around the edges, and it also comes in cream, making it a timeless option you can use all year long. When it comes to decorating our home for the seasons, I usually shy away from adding too many seasonal pieces. Instead, I like using colors, textures, and layers that create the feeling of a season while still fitting into a collected home. But when I spotted this pumpkin artwork, I have to admit it made me question my usual formula. I love the classic look and the warm fall tones, and I could actually see this working beautifully in a timeless home. You have the option of hanging these by the attached brown velvet ribbon, or you could simply lean these against a backsplash in the kitchen, layer them on a shelf, or prop them against a mirror on an entry table, and this would give you that subtle festive touch. I think pieces like this are a great way to bring in a little fall without completely changing the style of your home, all while doing it on a budget. Pumpkins are actually one seasonal item that I do love adding into our home for fall. There's just something about the warmth and coziness they bring, and Hobby Lobby has such a wide variety to choose from. Every single year, I always stop and look at these beautiful glass pumpkins. They come in different shapes and sizes, so they've got one to fit every space and every style. And I think they would be gorgeous with a battery operated candle inside for that cozy fall glow. But for my home with all the dark wood tones, I think that they would blend in a little too much, but they'd be beautiful in a lighter space. These smaller amber pumpkins caught my eye because I love pieces that can be both decorative and functional. You could add one of these near your kitchen sink and use it to hold dishwasher pods for a festive touch, or you could add one to a kitchen island vignette filled with treats. Another fun idea would be to use one as a gratitude pumpkin and have your family write down something they are thankful for each day and add it inside. Then at Thanksgiving, you can read them together as a family. They also have these small glass pumpkins with lids that would be beautiful added to each place setting. You could fill them with candy, a small gift, or a little treat for your guests to take home. So, if you love adding pumpkins throughout your home, they also have bags with a variety of colors, as well as bowl fillers that include pumpkins and pine cones. My favorite thing about the bowl filler is that when fall is over, you can just remove the pumpkins and keep the pine cones for Christmas and winter decorating. And also remember, if you find pumpkins in a color that doesn't work for your home, you can always paint them. These realistic pumpkins will look even more beautiful with a little darker wax rubbed into the creases to create a more natural aged look. These green pumpkins are actually my favorite, but for some reason, I never seem to bring them home. And these neutral pumpkins with the caramel brown highlights were absolutely stunning. And I love the cutout design and a battery operated tea light inside. They would create the prettiest glow for the cozy season. Speaking of battery operated candles, these pumpkin candles are a great budget friendly dupe for the Pottery Barn look. They have a realistic wax appearance, they come in several colors, and you can use them anywhere without worrying about an open flame. These flameless pinecone candles immediately caught my eye. I have a feeling you'll be seeing these again a little later in the video. Wreaths and garlands are some of my favorite things to decorate with, but I think fall is when I love them the most. Hobby Lobby has so many beautiful new options this year, especially for those of us who prefer a more muted, timeless fall color palette. This magnolia wreath immediately caught my eye because of the beautiful shades of green and brown. They also have the matching garland and the swag, and the garland would be beautiful layered throughout your home, and the swag would be perfect added to a mailbox. And the wreath, the swag, and the garland could easily transition into Christmas by simply adding a festive ribbon or a few seasonal stems. And speaking of stems, Hobby Lobby has so many options right now, and you could easily create your own custom wreath. So here's a tip for you. Just pick up a wreath base from a thrift store and add your favorite picks to create something unique and to decorate your home on a budget, which is what we love to do here on this channel. These pinecone picks are some of my favorites. I add them to my collection every year because they work beautifully throughout fall, Christmas, and even winter decorating. Whether you buy a ready-made wreath or you make your own, you need to check out these faux leather covered wreath hangers that they have at Hobby Lobby. They brought these back again this year, and I think I have a total of 3 of these, and they are so good and look so beautiful and high end hanging on your doors with your wreath. I love to check out the ribbon selection at Hobby Lobby every fall season, and they have this velvet ribbon available again. They have it in blue, caramel, orange, and green this year. And I always like to stock up because I like to use this ribbon fall, Christmas, and winter because it just works so well for all the seasons with the color scheme I have going on in our home. They are a good price at 40% off, and you will use these over and over again. So if there's one thing you buy from Hobby Lobby's fall section, make it this ribbon. It is just the perfect addition to your fall, Christmas, and winter decor. And these things may be a little early because they're more Thanksgiving themed, but Hobby Lobby always brings back these gold turkeys, and I love the look of these. But this year they have this copper color, which would match my home a little bit better. But I never think about getting these because I think of turkeys in November. So it's a little early for me to be buying these, but they are beautiful and would make a beautiful statement. And then I also loved these napkin rings that say thankful. And they're a copper color, but they were really pretty. And then if you have a kids' table at Thanksgiving, these would be a really fun addition to keep the kids entertained, and it would be fun. It would also be fun for the adults. So they had a lot of these to choose from, and it would be such a fun addition to your Thanksgiving table. Now it's time to head home and share my Hobby Lobby fall haul. It is a new day and I'm ready to share my Hobby Lobby fall haul with you. It was a fun shopping trip, and although they didn't have a lot of new things in this year and brought back a lot of things from last season, I really like that because I like to add to my collection year after year. I don't like to start over from scratch. And so it just makes that possible where you can just keep adding to your timeless decor and celebrate for the seasons. So let's get into the haul and share what I found. Speaking of adding to my collection, I did get some more of this ribbon. I got two of the blues, this caramel brown, and a green. And I do have some of this already in my fall bins, but I love it so much that I added to it. And the good thing about this is you can use it for fall, Christmas, and straight through winter. They are just perfect colors for that, especially if you like muted colors. And I do in our home, especially for the cozy seasons. But these were a good price, $5.99 with 40% off. So I went ahead and added some more to my collection. And I'm just going to incorporate all of these colors into my decor this season. And it should be fun to just get creative and see how I can use these in a creative way. Moving on to the next thing, and you will notice on this channel that I like to buy things that I can use from fall straight through winter. It just helps with my budget, and it just makes it easier when you're decorating. You don't have to take everything down and start over new. So when I saw these, I knew that they would be perfect for that, because as soon as I start decorating for fall, I can just use these straight through Christmas and winter, and they'll just be there and I won't have to redecorate. These are battery operated. They are just so pretty. They look like real wax. I love the color of them, and I love pine cones for the season. These were $8.99 with 40% off, and I did end up buying 3 of them. And I just think that they are beautiful, timeless, and they will go with any decor. And I did try them out on a candlestick they had there in Hobby Lobby, and I love them on a candlestick. But you could also just kind of sprinkle these around in your decor. Just put them on a table. You could put them on a pretty thrifted plate. You could add them to your table scapes. They are just so pretty, and I may go back and get more. But they are just a pretty addition to the cozy seasons coming up, and I just love how these look. And I told you in the video that I cannot resist a good pumpkin for the fall season, and I did pick these up. Now, it was a hard choice to decide between the different pumpkins, but I love the coloring of these, and they've got a little bit of the caramel brown highlighted in this, which is like a creamy beige color. It is so pretty. It looks almost like a vintage color. And then the stem is this caramel brown, which goes great with the ribbon. I love that color combination, and I think that this color will really pop against my dark wood trims and my off-white walls. I think that it'll just give it nice contrast. And these hold a tea light. I'll put a tea light in later and let you see how it looks all lit up. But I feel like these are timeless. They are a beautiful color. You could use them season after season. And these were $27.99 with 40% off. So a little bit more expensive than I would have liked to have spent, but I can use them year after year. They will not go out of style. They are timeless, and I just love these. And I did buy 3 of these, and you'll notice on this channel that I usually decorate in 3s, and I like to pick up 3 of the different items. That is based on the price, obviously, but I thought these would be pretty on a tablescape or a buffet somewhere in 3s. But if I decide to decorate and I don't use them all together in one space, they will be pretty sprinkled throughout our home for the fall season. And this has nothing to do with the fall season, home decor, anything like that, but I have always wanted one of these. And I have looked at them on Amazon, but I have never purchased one, and I need it so badly. It's a meat thermometer, because I'm always asking, is the chicken done? Has this cooked enough? And then I end up overcooking it. So this will be a perfect addition to our kitchen, and it will help me out a lot to make sure that I'm cooking the meat enough. This was $9.99 with 40% off. So $6, and I think it's cheaper than the ones I found on Amazon. We'll see if it actually does the job, but I think it'll work great. So that about does it for my Hobby Lobby fall haul. I just love everything I picked up. And while I am not ready to decorate for fall by any means, I like to collect things to add to what I already have, and also add some of my thrifted finds in with the new decor. And I think that is the recipe for a beautiful collected home. I will be shopping a little more at different stores. I'll be sure to take you with me. So if you like that type of content, be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on anything. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It helps out the channel so much. And I just want to say thank you for spending a portion of your day here on the channel. It means so much to me. And leave me a comment. Let me know what your favorite item was that I purchased today, or let me know what you're shopping for. I just love to read all of y'all's comments. I hope that y'all have a wonderful week, and I look forward to seeing all of y'all in the next one. Bye-bye.